everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Takarazuka Fan Podcast, where we bring you all things Takarazuka. Today, we're going to discuss some of the Instagram messages the Takaragens have been posting during the stay-home period, and we hope that this will bring encouragement to all of you as well. With me on the podcast today are...
Jen in Arizona.
Julie in Arizona.
Kate in Durham.
And your host, Kitty. So, a brief introduction. Since around March, the Takarazuka Grand Theater and all of its side theaters have closed all performances, and the Takarazuka Music School has also taken a break as well. And during this time, they've been doing a few things to keep up interactions with the fans, and actually started using their social media accounts like a normal social media account instead of mostly forgetting they exist and posting ads. So, one of the things they've been doing is, it started with messages from all of the top stars being presented on Instagram, but then it turned into a tag, sort of tag challenge style game between, it seems like it's mostly the upperclassmen, but everybody is posting messages and then tagging a friend in another troupe who they want to hear from, and it's just been going around and around, and it's been giving even pretty background members of the company a chance to communicate to the fans and provide encouragement during this time where there have been no performances going on.
Yeah, and they post a new one every 12 hours.
Yeah, so there have been a lot, and there's still so many people left to go through. So, what we have all done today is we've picked a few messages that felt especially meaningful to us, and we're going to present them to you and talk about why we felt like these particular messages stood out. And so we hope that this will help people who maybe have seen the posts on Instagram or floating around on other social media but didn't know Japanese or something like that, to just help other people also get more out of this during this time. So, with no further ado, shall we get started? And then I think Jen was going to present hers first.
Yes. I actually did not choose mine based on messages. I chose mine based on people that I like, because I don't speak Japanese, and until today I didn't actually know what the messages were. But I chose 3 of my favorite people that did messages that I was happy to see in get tagged to do one. And the first one I chose was Ai-chan, who is my Aizuki Hikaru, who is my favorite person. She's currently in Hoshigumi, and her message was she hopes that we can get back to, that the normal everyday things of, performance and enjoying theater and daily life that we used to think were normal things can get back soon, and that we can all smile about those things again. And I was just really happy to see her. She just transferred to Hoshigumi at the end of last year, and was only in like one show. Her show closed halfway through, and did they get to finish? No, they only finished till
they closed down and then reopened just for Century.
Yeah. So her first grand theater show with Hoshigumi as Nibante, she didn't get to finish. So I was really happy to see her and hear from her. And then the second person I chose was also Hoshigumi, Tenju Mitsuki, also known as Nikki. And her message was also smiling, about smiling, and she just said for people to, choose a small moment to just find something small to smile about. Just take a moment and smile, even if it's something small. And I've just always liked Miki. I'm a Soragami fan, but I've sort of become an also Hoshigami fan recently because of Ichan transferring and just because I like Hoshigami.
Also, Mickey has a beautiful smile.
Also, Mickey has a beautiful smile.
She
Yes.
does.
And she's just really charismatic, even when she, doesn't always have big roles or big parts or anything. You just can always spot her because of her big smile and her big energy. And I just really like that. And then the third person I chose is also in Hoshigumi, and she also talked about smiling. Are we sensing a theme? But she is a new person that I noticed recently. Amahana Emma. Her nickname is Kisuke. Mm-hmm. And she also talked about smiling, and said something to the effect of, happiness, kindness, love, all, you smile when you have all those good things, so just keep on smiling. And I first noticed her, at the end of last year when they did like a, end of the year New Year's special, and there was like 6 Hoshigami people. They did it for each troop, but there was like 6 people, and I watched that one specifically because Aichan was in it, and she was one of the younger people that was in like the second row, and I was like, oh, who's that cute kid? So I've been keeping my eye on her. And apparently she's had several Shiko leads, and I definitely want to see some of them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she is great in Scarlet Pimpernel, actually.
Yeah, I really want to watch
she's
that.
really good.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, she's really cute. Like, I saw Scarlet Pimpernel a lot, and I was just following her.
Yeah, she's
with my,
adorable.
like, opera glasses. She's really sweet, and she did a really nice message, and like, just looking at Miki makes me automatically happy. So
Same.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. She just exudes good happy thoughts.
Yes. Okay, is it me?
yes, so we're moving on to the messages that Julie picked.
Yes. Okay, so maybe I'll do the most important one to me last. So I'll do my one first. Kizuki Yuma from Tsukigumi. She is a 95th, and unfortunately 95ths in my mind are like babies still, even though they're upper class, and it's very confusing.
2 of them
for
are
me.
top stars.
I know, and so many with me, I could become top stars. Anyway, my phone's message was Kokoro no Kenko. Some listeners may know this and some listeners may not know this, but in Japanese, they have a different word for your heart when you mean the feelings of your heart and mind, and your actual physical organ, the heart. So your shinzo is your organ, and your kokoro is like your heart and mind and feelings. So when they say the health of your heart, she doesn't mean actually, having low blood pressure or whatever. She means keeping the health of your spirit. Kokoro no kenko is... I just thought it was a really nice message, and she drew this cute picture with like a heart with arm guns, like flexing. Flexing, that's the word I'm looking for.
Arm guns.
I can't really make an excuse that it's early because it's not. Anyway, I just thought it was sweet because it's like, it's true. You have to keep your spirit up in whatever way that works for you. And Kokoro no Kenko, the health of your heart, is kind of like, do that in whatever way is good for you. Rather than saying, do this and you'll feel happy or whatever. So I just thought that was like a nice message. The second one I picked was Mitsuru, Hanagata Hikaru, in Senka. And as we all know, she was supposed to have been retired by now, but because of the closure of all the performances, and like Jen said, the Hoshigumi Grand Theater, they haven't done their Tokyo performance yet, which would have been when Mitsuru retired. So she picked a quote from, 1800s poet and writer Goethe. Because reasons. And her message was, Isogazuni, daga, yasumazuni, which is like, don't hurry, but also don't lay around. So I don't know what the original German or the original English translation of that line would be, but she has to be in a waiting period a little bit longer because she's still active in Takarazuka when she was supposed to have been retired by now. So it's like, you don't want to hurry to the finish line. She doesn't want to hurry and be done with Takarazuka, but she also doesn't just want to lie around waiting for theater to come back. So she was talking about, trying to make sure that she's still keeping active every day and doing preparation and training for when the performances come back. The last one is Kacha Naginarumi, who's also in Senka and who is not retiring, thank goodness. She wrote down a quote that is really, really close to my heart. And what she wrote was, Yamanai ume, well, oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Yamanai ame nante nai yo. Itsuka harareru da. And this is a quote from first bow lead, Shoutout, which was with my favorite actress, Hanakage Arisu. And as if I hadn't already loved Kasha very much, it made me love Kasha very, very much. And this quote is, the ring doesn't last forever. The sun will come out again. And it makes my heart feel warm and hurt at the same time. It just, I can't really express how important it is to me. Like, the words themselves probably are not as important as, like, the memories and the feelings that I have around that time. Because it was kind of a difficult time for me. I was preparing to leave Japan. And Addis-chan was retiring. And, yeah, but this, I love so much that Katja picked this quote, and it really speaks to me that it's important to her, and she still keeps those words in her heart, even though it was literally 10 years ago. It won't rain forever. The sun will come out again. And yeah, I thought that was just really special and important.
Yeah, she's done a lot of shows since then, so it's
I know.
kind of amazing that she went back that far.
Yeah, no, I felt so bad for Hanagata Hikaru because it was going to be, the final. She's done so many. I wouldn't say insignificant, but like not glamorous roles in the past. How many years she's been in Senka, and I don't know. It's just like she's been around for so long that whenever I see her, it's really comforting. And now she doesn't get to do it. Well, she will eventually, but it's just, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, because she probably had, her Taigan was imminent, so she probably had plans and
exactly.
things, that she wanted to do, and
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's rough.
Bless.
So, Kate, is it the baton pass to you?
Yeah. So, I only have two, and I'll start with Otoha Minori from Hoshigumi. So her message is, and I'm going to try to pronounce, so like Jen, I can't speak Japanese, but I'm, sort of learning it on Duolingo, so I can pronounce things, but most of these are just, typed out into Google Translate, word by word, trying to understand what they mean. Hopefully I got them right. I love them too much to not do this.
Yeah, I cheated. I had Julie translate them for me.
Oh, bless. So, Otoha Minori said, 未来の自分を信じる, which translates to believe in your future self. And I just thought that was really sweet and kind of empowering, uplifting, not sure. And it's just sort of, it speaks to me because, plans are being completely destroyed and things are being uncertain. And you always think, it's going to be really grim when I have to eventually deal with this. But I think it's a really nice message to think about if, I'm dealing with it right now, so I should have enough faith for future self to also deal with it. I just really like that. And also, in her message, she also talked about medical workers and how we should thank them, and I just thought that was really sweet. I don't know if anyone else brought that up, but yeah, that was a really, really nice message. And I just think Minori is very, very underrated as a Musumeyaku, and especially now she's like gone into the role of just playing everyone's mom. I love her, and I feel a bit sorry for her, but she is still amazing, and I wish she could play, still some of the big Musume.
She had a really nice lead last year, though.
Yeah, but it was very out of the blue.
She did?
Yeah.
With
Koto. Yes, she did.
I didn't know who she was before that, but yeah, when we saw that show, that was Ichans. She was in Senka, but she was that was her first show with Hoshigumi. So
yeah,
I was really excited to see that, and yeah, she is
amazing.
Especially that scene where she does that like belly dance number.
Yes,
that is nobody's mom.
You're right.
But yeah, then she played Eileen's mom in God of Stars, and then she played the Weber family's mom in Mozart, and I was like, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so my second message I want to talk about is from Ayakaze Sakina in Yukigumi, and the message is really, really cute, and it's structured almost like a poem. It kind of has a title, and then 3 lines, each followed by a little like emoji thing that she drew next to it. It's ridiculous. She is so wholesome. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's just basically capturing, being happy in, is that what it says? Yeah, so capturing the little happiness every day, that kind of message. And so it has 3 parts. Well, the first part is, when you open the window in the morning, feel the breeze and be happy. And the second part is actually, I just really like the second part. It's like connecting with the person who you're thinking about, or like how do I say this? It's like because you're thinking about it's like sending your love to someone by just thinking about them. And yeah, that just applies to, I don't know, because I'm a huge Yukigumi fan, and Daikyo, they the top stars of Yukigumi kind of announced their Taidan just a bit before this whole thing happened, and I'm really worried about everything, and they had a concert planned out. Maya Kiho had a music salon which looked to be so amazing, and then that's also they didn't put it on hiatus, they just said it was cancelled, which people are really, really worried about because it was her one chance to shine on her own, really. So you kind of get that every day you do think about, I wonder how they're doing. So yeah, I just thought that resonated.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a big bummer about Kiho's music salon, but it was different because what they were doing was having that be the sort of small theater before their main grand theater Taidan performance. What usually top stars and top Musumeyaku do is they have their music salon or their dinner show in between runs of their Taidan show, so I think there's still a chance for Kiho to do her music salon. I totally forget what their final show is called. Fortissimo?
Yes.
Yeah.
So during between the Grand Theater and Tokyo. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. It's just because the dates are getting so close to TCA, and I can't see Hankyu letting them stay on for TCA. So they either have to squish the dates together really really tightly, or they have to drop something, and I'm just really worried about that.
I kind of figured that they would shift everything. You know, it's not like they're going to skip the Tokyo run of Koto's Grand Theater, and they're not going to skip the entirety of Rei's Grand Theater debut. I figured that they would just move everything, so the calendar will literally change. And they've probably been furiously planning that while we were waiting for news.
Yep, fingers crossed.
Fingers
Like,
crossed, hopefully.
So I also really liked Minori's message, because, you know, there's like a thing people will joke about where you'll say like, oh, whoops, that's a problem for future me. But but also there's also like, she's kind of flipping it where it's like, I'm sure future me can handle this too. And it's a more encouraging way of looking at it, and I also really liked that message.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, to Kitty.
Yes, so now it has come around to me. So I have 3 messages. And I'm gonna go in order of seniority if I can remember who was in which class. So, I'm gonna start with Rika Masumi, who is currently in Senka, but had just, well, not just, it feels like she just transferred out of Yukigumi because she keeps hanging out in Yukigumi shows, but it was actually like 2 years ago. Yeah, but she did a really sweet message. Like, I always love the Kumichos because they're so practiced at elocution, and you can like really tell that they like know how to deliver a statement. It's like impressive because I took radio announcing, so I always like love to watch them work.
Cool.
But anyway, her message was akenai yoru wa nai, which means there isn't a night that doesn't end. And so she was talking about how since day and night come in a cycle, we just need to all get through it together. And she was one of the people who also actually said stay home in her message, which I really appreciated. And I just really was really happy to see her because she's one of my favorite people. And she her little message board, she like drew a little rainbow on it and everything. It was like made me really happy.
Cute.
And then, my second message was from Shimon Yuria from Tsukigumi.
I loved Shimon's message.
And hers was Yoi koto sagashi, which means search for good things. And she drew all over her message board with like a little sun with a smiley face and a 4-leaf clover. And it was so cute. And so she was just talking about, you know, keeping an eye out for good things that are still happening and all of that. It's just, she's another one of those people like Miki where, like, I just look at her and then I become happy. So,
yeah.
She was, like, a perfect choice. And finally is, my girl, Ayanagi Sho. And she made, her message was, Ima o taisetsu ni, which means, like, value the moment, or, value now. 'Cause she was saying that since she's stuck at home, she's been cleaning, and because of that, she's found all kinds of old stuff, like notes from her seniors who've already retired, or her old like rehearsal notes and stuff like that has brought back good memories.
Aww.
And so there's always, you know, something in now that is good, and that like, of course I was happy to see her, but that also was a really good message, I felt.
Yeah, I loved Nagisho's message. It's so cute.
Yeah.
And it's also just really nice to see.
And like, Sho is like incredibly introverted. Like, she did a talk with Mia where it sounded like she somehow verges on like really, really, really not wanting to be around people. It's amazing that she's in this profession. But so I'm just like, how are they going to get her out of her house once this is over, though? So, yeah, so that's it for our messages, and we hope that this has brought you guys some encouragement, and since they're still producing these Instagram messages so rapidly, there's sure to be a whole lot more even by the time this episode is posted. And it's really been fun to see like who the Takarashins pick to tag next and the reasons they give, because I think I forget who tagged Sazanami Reira a few days ago, but I think they said it was because they tried to call her and she didn't answer her phone.
Amazing. Like, sometimes I'm not sure if they mean, like, metaphorically, I miss you, you know, or if they literally meant, I tried to call you and you didn't answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I do a couple of honorable mentions, Katie?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Jen and I had talked before the podcast about, Hitoko, Toakisea, who is in Hanagumi now?
Yeah.
She transferred from Yukigumi to Hanagumi.
Yes.
She wrote in English, "Life is a journey." Jinsei wa tabi de aru. And, you know, she just talked about life is a journey. You know, it's not like you're sprinting towards the finish line of a 100-meter sprint or whatever. It's slowly, you know, each of these things, we should find things to appreciate during this part of our journey, even though it might be kind of boring staying at home all the time. But yeah, find things to appreciate in this part of the journey, and then remember that there's much more of the journey to come. I thought that was really sweet. And I felt bad that we didn't do like any Solakumi people. So I looked at
there haven't been that many from Solagumi so far.
So Moeko, Lala-chan, doing Matsue, Sora, Zune, Kiki, like I think they've pretty much done all of this Star Trek people.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if someday they got to Shinko age kids, but I don't know if they will before the theater opens up again. We'll see. But taking a look at Sora's message really fast, she said, "Hika noboru ni what? Tabi. Is it Tabi? Hika noboru tabi. Atarashii kibo ga umareru." Yeah, sometimes people's handwriting's hard to read. When the sun is rising, a new hope is born. Yeah, you know. So I was talking about Kazuki Sora from Sora. Yeah, it's. I guess it's sort of like Rika Masumi's Ruzu saying was the one that was like the night there's no endless night, the sun eventually rises. So yeah, it's sort of like that, you know. Each day when a new day dawns and a new hope can be born in your heart, kind of thing. Just sweet. We have such sweet people who give such sweet messages. We could spend all day talking about everybody's, you know.
Yeah, can I just also say that? So just like as an overseas fan, I guess this is like the first time we've been not so close to them, but like at the same level as those who can actually go and see them every day. Well, not every day, you know. Mm-hmm. It's quite nice because, you know, because no one can actually go and see them, they've released more stuff on social media and stuff so that overseas fans can actually engage with this whole thing, and I just think that's really nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like you said, Kitty, like, Hankyu finally remembered that social media exists. They've been really bad this whole time about not getting on board with social media. And
like at the beginning of the year, I think the top executive like mentioned that he wanted to work on getting into the internet age in his like state of the Takarazuka speech.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
So it does seem that they kind of got forced to really launch into that finally, and I hope they don't entirely abandon it once performances can come back, because this was a really good way to interact with the fans.
It'd be nice if they kept doing those limited time clips from shows. I don't see the harm in continuing to do that because they're limited, so eventually they get taken down and replaced with something else. But it still gives people a little window into different Takarazuka shows. It
makes recommending Takarazuka to your friends so much easier.
So true.
Although, like, Gato Bonito does not make any more sense in their little music video thing. Is like, what
sparkles
happened?
and the roses just kill me.
Oh no. Real quick, I want to do one more shout out because Monaco's went up this morning, I think.
Oh yeah, like just happened.
From Soragumi also. Kumo no ue wa itsumo hare, and she drew a little cloud and a little sun. Above the clouds, there's always the sun. So the sun is still out there, even if it's cloudy. We just can't see it, And yeah, I just think that's like a nice way to put it. Of like the hope, even if hope is a little dimmed right now by clouds or sight is darkened in the sky a little bit. The sun's out there. It's waiting for us. We'll get there.
Very cute.
Yes. All right, I'm really done this time.
Okay.
I felt so bad that we hadn't repped any Sorghum before.
Yeah. Alright, so I hope that this little episode has brought you guys some encouragement, and maybe you heard from your favorite Takara-gen, or maybe you saw their Instagram messages. So by all means, post a comment if there's a particular Instagram message that was a favorite of yours, because, there's always room for more encouragement and all of these cute messages. Alright, so this has been your episode, and on this episode we have had me, Kitty, and
Jen,
and Kate.
Oh, and Julie. Sorry.
Alright, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Many thanks to Michael B. and the Arcanum String Quartet for their wonderful arrangement of Sumire no Hana Sakugoro. And thank you, listeners, for enjoying our podcast.